My name is Kate Guzek. I've been coming to Emmanuel for about 6 years. I grew up in South Lyon, Michigan, and I moved to Indiana when I was about 18 years old. I didn't go to church when I was a young kid. I started going to church when I was about 14, and that was back in Michigan. The thing that kind of fell apart with me going to church was, I think, as I became an adult and life just kind of got harder and things just kind of were spiraling out of control with my divorce and just my life, it felt like in general. I just got angry, not at the church per se, but definitely at God. I felt like, how could all of this happen to me? And so I just stopped going, I guess. I had been working at the mall and I saw someone come in with an EC Life shirt on, and it said Emmanuel Church, and I just felt really convicted that I just needed to ask her, like, hey, tell me more about your church. I said, hey, I see that you have a church shirt on, and I think I need more of that in my life right now. And she said, oh, that's great. Why don't you come tomorrow to church with me? And she gave me her phone number, and honestly, I don't know if she ever thought she'd hear from me. But the next morning I texted her and I was like, okay, I'll come to church, but only if you wait outside and meet me and then come sit with me. So she was waiting outside and she met me there, and that was the first day I ever came to church. Things just went really great from there. I kept coming every week. I built a great relationship with her. I call her my adopted mommy. She is just such a close person and such a great mentor in my life. And ever since coming to Emmanuel, I have just felt like it's okay to be me and grow in Christ where I'm at. Pastor Danny always says that our mission is to see people come to Christ and grow in Christ, and that is exactly what Emmanuel has done for me. There was one Sunday, and I know this happens actually on a couple different Sundays, that Pastor Danny had us write names on the board of people that we wanted to be on a relentless pursuit for. And I actually wrote the name of my fiance on the board. I met my now husband, Chris, online dating. It was in the middle of COVID, and really wasn't anywhere to go or do anything for dates. So we just kind of were talking through online and having like Skype dates. And he was like, you can go to church, that's fine, I support that, but it's not really for me. And basically, I'm just not really interested, and you can do your thing, and that's fine. There was a point in the relationship where it kind of flipped, because I just was like, okay, things are getting really serious and I think I want to marry him. And I just felt in my gut that it wasn't a good idea unless he could hop on board with what I believed in. So I basically told him, you need to come to church at least once. Just promise me you'll try it once. And his response was, okay, I'll try it once, but I'm not gonna like the music, and that's just that. After the service, I just ran to talk to my adopted mommy, because that's what I do. And we looked over and we're like, why is Chris still sitting there? Like, he's just sitting there. And then I realized he was on his phone. So I went over and I was like, hey, are you okay? And he was actually texting SAVE to 65248. So Chris is going to be baptized this weekend, and I could not be more excited that he is taking this step to get baptized. He came to me about a couple months after that first visit and said, I'm ready, I want to get baptized. So that's happening today. That day, Jeannie showed up to the store. I don't think she ever could have imagined, or I could have, that it would have had such an impact. Just her wearing that shirt, and being ready to invite me to church when I asked, and just being so open with me and so kind. She was a huge part of another soul coming to Christ and being in eternity, because if she never would have showed up that day, I don't know where I would have been without that shirt and her.